Coming up on the show, two alleged ISIS-inspired terrorists who attempted to throw bombs at a New York City protest have been charged. And the media is covering up for these psychopaths, not only refusing to report the facts and the critical details, but you'll never guess who the media is trying to blame for alleged ISIS-inspired bomb threats. Who could it be? Could it be Trump supporters? I mean, wouldn't that be a shock? Just look at this. If you're watching CBS, you might assume that at least one of these men who allegedly threw a homemade bomb might have been the person that was wearing a Trump hat.
Tonight, the FBI is investigating two men after an explosive device with bolts and screws was thrown into a crowd. It happened in New York City on Saturday during a protest that turned violent outside the mayor's official residence.
See what I mean? They start describing homemade explosives being thrown into a crowd and at the very same time showing you an image of a Trump supporter. I mean, why is trust in the media at a record low in the United States again? Why is that? But on a serious note, we have alleged ISIS-inspired terrorism in New York City. And if you're watching the mainstream media or if you're reading New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's tweet, well, you would think that the real danger is white supremacy. Here is the tweet from New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. He posted, "Yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang organised a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism. Such hate has no place in New York City. It is an affront to our city's values and the unity that defines who we are. What followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not only criminal, it is reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. I want to thank the brave men and women of the New York Police Department who acted quickly to keep New Yorkers safe." So what do you make of that? Mamdani happy to call out white supremacy, which of course should be called out if that is what was happening, but not a word about who was allegedly throwing these homemade bombs at protesters. I mean, why bother with that detail? They were allegedly inspired by ISIS. We'll have more to say on this later in the show, but also Donald Trump, he is praising the military, reminding Americans as well that this war with Iran is going to be successful. In many ways, it already is, but crucially, it is going to be as short as possible.
We took a little excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil. And I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion. How good is our military, right? Amazing. How good. Short-term. Short-term. Thank you. They're great.
Short term. He certainly has a way with words sometimes. Look, he has to say this because the leftist media has been in meltdown that this conflict has been going on for a whole week. Of course, typically wars, they drag on for years. This operation has been going on for a week, and lefties and some on the right as well calling this a forever war and are upset that they're not being told every step that the United States and Israel are going to take. Here is Pete Hegseth firing back at the fake news.
People ask boots on the ground, no boots on the ground, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, go in, go in. President Trump knows, I know, you don't tell the enemy, you don't tell the press, you don't tell anybody what your limits would be on an operation. We're willing to go as far as we need to in order to be successful.
I mean, he's just stating the obvious there, isn't he? And people in the media, people suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, they still don't get it. One day they just might.